Okay, so oh, okay, Michelle saying, I have multiple upcoming events. How do I effectively market them at the same time without overwhelming or oversaturating my audience? Well, Michelle, how you doing?
I'm good. It's nice to see you, Chad.
You too. Where are you at right now?
I am in Port Hope, Ontario, visiting my mom.
Okay. So I'm going to read the question again. So how do I effectively market all these upcoming events at the same time without overwhelming, oversaturating my audience? This is probably a more accurate question if we take the word how out of it.
Mhm.
Do I effectively market multiple upcoming events at the same time without overwhelming or saturating my audience? Like, can I do that? And maybe not. This is one of the challenges is sometimes we're putting out so much stuff and then every time they hear from us, we're promoting. Good to remember is a ratio 10 to 1, 10 units of just interesting, valuable, cool content for one shameless plug. Because if it flips, if it's like 10 promos and then one interesting, useful thing, that's like TV. It's so insane watching just cable. Half of the TV show is commercials. And this is why Netflix, and this is why Hulu and Amazon Prime and Disney Plus and all those and Crave, people just, I don't want to see the commercials. People will pay money to not see commercials. So, and every time, okay, so if I email my list with something cool and useful, I still get unsubscribes, but maybe I get, this many unsubscribes. And then if let's just get that down. Yeah, so if I email my list with something cool, I get this many unsubscribes. If I email promoting something, maybe I get this many unsubscribes. If I email promoting a colleague, I get this many unsubscribes. Yeah. So this is what's going to get the most, keep people on. But if all the time we're promoting our stuff, there's a bit of fatigue that happens. People don't check the emails as often. It's just always something more. And this is the importance of spacing things out, a bit. And I think this is actually on YouTube. Let me just see. Ted Hargrave, New Year. Oh, I had this. Maybe I don't. Let's see. Okay, it's not up here, but here's one of the most important things I would just urge everybody to do, because is you plan out your next year, 2 or 3, and you spread the things out so that you're not in that situation where it's this thing. You've got 5 events in a constrained period of time. As much as possible to really look at the year and think, okay, is this reasonable? Because for every event, I mean, depending on the size of the event, let's just say easy, there's 30 days of promo. We want to start promoting it at least 30 days before, probably 3 months before. So it depends on the size of the event, but if we're doing a significant event quarterly, that's probably lots. Doing more than that gets really tricky. If we just did one event a year and it was really big, that would be the easiest. And 4, we can get away with, and we start doing, I don't know, maybe you could do once a month if you've got a good crowd. But if they're suddenly bunched together, it's tricky. It's just hard. If there's a bunch of upcoming events and it's here's the other thing. Are they all in the same city? Are they all online?
3 of them are in the same city.
In Edmonton or?
Yeah.
Okay. And how close are we talking to each other?
So one is middle July, one is mid-August. So those 2, it's like a part 1, part 2, and then a different one to a similar but bit of a different audience is end of October.
Okay, so that's a bit more spread out. Yeah, it's, and part of this can be, you can just acknowledge in your emails or on Facebook, like, hey, everybody, over the next little while, I'm going to be shamelessly plugging pretty hard because I've got a few events coming up. Mea culpa. It'll go back to a dull roar after, every once in a while, just acknowledging it. Like, I know there's so many commercials right now, but here's what's coming up. Okay, so there's that. But then if we kind of step sideways on this, part of the question becomes, wait a second, why are we the only ones promoting this?
Mm.
Yeah, why am, if we're scared of burning out our list, what it means is we're relying on our list as the only thing. And if you want to fill up an event, well, the hubs thing is the best way to do it. And so leaning on the hubs in particular, and if there's one set of hubs that's really good for these events, and another one that's better for these events, inviting them to spread the word also takes some of the burden off our own list, because we all know what happens. We've got an event coming up and it's 3 weeks out. Oh my God, it's not full. We don't have enough people. So we just desperately start emailing our list and posting everywhere and tagging everybody in this mad flurry in the end. But it's, what I'm saying, it's our audience that's getting all of it. Versus if you can spread it out and you have 20 other people who are helping you spread the word, who are tagging people, take some of the weight off the shoulders of your list. So you don't have to, and if you do that, you're probably not going to be needing to lean on your list quite as much. So there's a kind of tactical answer, and the tactical answer is like, well, do some mea culpas, just be as effective as you can about it, spread it out as much as you can. And then there's the strategic answer, which has much more to do with the hubs themselves and planning. And really, and so if you go to my YouTube, there's a playlist around launching, which is worth checking out. How do you launch things? There's also one on, I think, how to promote workshops and events. There's a playlist there. There's an ebook I've got, which I think you have.
I have the Full House. Yeah.
Yeah, the Art of the Full House is an ebook about that. So much of this comes down to, there's the short-term fix, like scramble, hustle, do a bunch of stuff. But the long-term fix is developing a plan and a strategy and a system to promote these events. Meaning for every single event you do, there is a checklist you go through. And it starts like 3 months before. And every time you do that event, it's the same checklist, only better. You just keep improving it every time. So I just want to see if I can see it work. Shops. Just gonna see if I can pull up an example of this. You can sort of see it, what it looks like. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is for my day-long workshops, and I think I've actually updated this since, so this may be an older one, but it will give you a sense. So you can see here are the events: Edmonton, February; Calgary, November 2019. So these are all the events, but these are all the things to be done. And you can see I've got like how much time do they take, which is useful to know. And then who's going to do it. So Susan is my assistant. That's me. And so you can see on this list, there are 69 different things.
That's amazing.
Or 68 actually actions. And I've really thought it through. So it's worthwhile having a system like this. Like, what do I have to do every time? So for example, are there certain Facebook groups I should be posting in? Do I want to just post in them once, or do I want to post maybe 2 or 3 times? I should post it on my Facebook profile. I should post it on my Facebook page. I should, I've got to book the venue. There's all these things, that we need to do. And I'm doing this because this is videoed, so you'll be able to, if you wanted to watch the video after, and it'll go up on YouTube at some point in the coming weeks, you'd be able to see all this stuff. But here's the main thing you do. You first of all start off and you write out the list. What's all the stuff I can even think about doing? You don't need my help with that. You don't need any marketing coaches. Just what's all the stuff? If you had to sell out the event, what would you do? What are all the ideas you have, logistical and marketing wise? You make that list, and then you just put it in order. Oh, what do I do first? What comes next? Well, I guess I got to book the venue before I can pick the dates. Okay, so I got the venue. Okay, right. Then I've got to I should create a Facebook event. Oh, I should create an Eventbrite event. But all those steps are there. And then you'll see what the time, oh, actually, sorry, the time. This isn't just how much time it takes, though. I've added that to future ones. This is how many days in advance of the event. So let me organize this a different way. So here you can see this is 90 days before the event, 60 days before the event, 30 days before the event, 20 days, 15. And here's what that allows me to do. If these are all 30 days before the event, I mean, I can just cut and paste those and say, bam, I'm going to paste those in my calendar on that day or in my to-do list for that day. You know, I'll put a block of time. I'll say I got 3 hours. I'm going to do all those things on that day. And then, oh, 20 days before, great. I'll get these things. And I'll paste those. And what that allows is you to kind of saunter towards the event instead of a mad scramble where you're trying to do it all at the last minute, all this stuff that slipped through the cracks. This is designed so that nothing slips through the cracks, so that you sell it out. And when we're designing a system like this, the thing that we most want to have is, or the orientation towards it is, I would say, come up with a plan. How many people do you want? 20 people? Great. Come up with a plan that you feel confident will get you 40 people. That's the plan you want to have. And if it doesn't work, you make the plan better. So then, you know what I'm saying? Then you're not flagellating yourself. You're not whipping yourself of like, oh, I failed. It's like, okay, the system doesn't work. That's where the labor goes. That's where the scrutiny goes, not yourself, your self-worth. Am I meant to be doing this work? The system. Like, this plan failed. What do I need to change for next time? And it's just good feedback. And then you'll come up with more ideas. Well, okay, evidence says this plan doesn't work. So what else could I do? And again, I've got tons of YouTubes on it. There's the ebook, The Art of the Full House, about it. There's a whole course I've got, you can see on my website, called the Pre-Sales Magic, The Art of the Slow Launch, which is all about how to create this exact kind of a plan. It's a online, like 4 or 5 hour workshop. You can go through it. Bradley Morris and I did it together. I think it's like $400 that we sell it for online. And it would get you more than $400 back. I promise you. I promise you. But it's also available for free in the membership. If you're a pro member, it's just included in the membership. But yeah, this is the type of thing you want to do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Tad, can I just ask a quick follow-up for that?
Of course.
So with this system, I love this idea with the systems. If this system is specifically for the larger scale event, moving forward for next year, what I would then do is include in that calendar, if I also have live classes, because there's the large scale events and then there's the series, workshops, classes. So making sure that that whole schedule is in a way supporting it and building consistency, as opposed to feeling as though my offerings are competing with my own offerings.
Exactly.
Okay.
And part of here's the biggest thing. If any of you do workshops of any kind, I mean, online or offline, the best way to fill them is intro workshops. And that can be anywhere from like 60 minutes to 3 hours as an intro, where you just introduce people to your philosophy, your point of view, your ideas. And that's the kind of thing you could do once a month, you know, and you could, but ideally, obviously, you get them hosted by other people. It's not just you doing it for your list, but, you know, this person hosted this month and another person hosted the next month. You also promote it to your list. But that's the way you can keep new people coming in, is you do these little taster sessions. And being interviewed, of course, is a great, you know, way to do it. So a little less time, you know, sometimes the interview won't go up for months. But so if you can weave that in, so a lot of this is, we're looking at the plan for the event, the checklist, but then you're also thinking, what's my plan for the year? And how do I set up my year so that it's a really easy flow? Right, okay, I'm gonna do one of these intros every month. Once a quarter, I'll do one of these events. I'll, you know, here's all the, and I'll go to these festivals and present, and you start to map it out. And what we want is to look at our plan and be able to say, I feel confident in that plan. That plan will work. Yeah, that's what we want to feel. Okay, well, Michelle, thank you so much.
Thanks, Tad. That was very helpful. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.